Americans do some odd things to unwind that often actually just end up stressing us out more. The United States is full of tension and anxiety at the moment for reasons, so it only makes sense that we might be looking for ways to relax. But often these plans for unwinding end up leaving us more shaken up in a way that people from other countries kinda can't understand. For example, we Americans tend to overschedule our vacations. Outside of the United States, people are fairly relaxed when it comes to planning vacations. They view it as a time to chill and let loose. Why spoil it with too many activities or planning it down to the very minute? However, according to the US Travel Association, Americans vacation just 17.2 days out of a year on average, and about half of that time is eaten up just by the travel itself. So we try to squeeze every last ounce of enjoyment out of our trip so we can maximize our time and our dollars, only to end up stressed and depleted at the end of it. If you ever want to find out just how extreme our vacation micromanaging can get, just talk to any mom trying to plan the most magical Disney vacation for her family. She hasn't slept in weeks. Americans are also notorious for binge watching TV, but it's ultimately not a very relaxing habit. Now, of course, we all need a little time on the couch unwinding in front of a show now and then, but those hours on end Netflix marathons where it judgmentally keeps asking you if you're still watching? According to Maureen Salem, an executive editor of Harvard Women's Health Watch, people who reported watching more than 5 consecutive hours of TV had a 35% higher risk of depression. That's surely related to the fact that TV has been found to increase stress levels, which makes sense. All that noise and flashing light isn't ultimately very relaxing. So maybe take a break between episodes and go outside and touch grass or something. Which brings us to another of Americans' favorite pastimes, doom scrolling social media. And to be fair, this is not just an American phenomenon. But according to Statista, the average amount of time Americans spend using their phone in this way was 4 hours and 39 minutes a day in 2024. All that time spent scrolling increases the risk of depression, anxiety, and stress. Those apps are literally designed to do that, by the way. That's part of how they become addictive. We've got to start doing other things with our time. Maybe go for a walk instead, stretch the legs, breathe in some fresh air. That's an activity that actually has been proven to be beneficial for your mental health. Speaking of physical activity, perhaps you've decided you'll do some high-intensity exercise to de-stress. But not so fast. While the conventional wisdom is that high-intensity workouts help us unwind, going too hard will just stress your body even more and send your stress hormones soaring. Which can also hamper your fitness goals, by the way, because it overtaxes your body. Working out is great if the goal is to live a long and healthy life, but pushing yourself to the absolute limit, that's just gonna make you even more anxious. Good old retail therapy is another thing Americans do to unwind that just ends up causing drama. Sure, we love the dopamine hit from buying a shiny new thing or getting a package we ordered in the mail, but once the reality of overspending hits, that's another spike in stress levels. Now, of course, this is America. Overconsumption is kind of our whole deal, but we'd be much better off spending that money on experiences. A 2020 study found that spending money on experiences led to greater overall well-being than spending money on more things. So skip the stress of buyer's remorse. It's actually not doing you any good. It can be really hard to make healthy choices in America thanks to our compromised food system. And some Americans feel like they have no other choice but to make everything homemade and from scratch for the sake of good health. And this becomes a kind of hobby for some people. But with how complex, time-consuming, and expensive this approach can be, it often only stresses you out more, which is bad for your health. Combine that with our culture of overworking ourselves, and you have a recipe for quickly becoming overwhelmed. So try to find balance instead. Reading is a great way to unwind and relax, but when we Americans do it, we tend to read an awful lot of self-help books, which can have the opposite effect. It may seem odd that reading up on how to improve your life would stress you out, but mental health is a delicate balance. And these books often make the reader feel like they aren't measuring up or that they aren't changing quickly enough. It's important to give yourself the grace and time to slowly improve over time, whatever it is you're trying to tackle. Because obsessing over the issue might just make it worse. Then there's regular old hobbies, which are supposed to be relaxing, but often become stressors, because when someone asks what our hobbies are, we often feel this pressure that we have to say something cool. Oh yeah, I'm a gourmet chef and a triathlete, and I love leatherworking, and I'm also teaching myself Sanskrit in my spare time. Now, a study published in 2023 found that people who have hobbies are likely to be happier, have better life satisfaction, and have fewer symptoms of depression. However, there is such a thing as having too many hobbies. And for many Americans, their hobbies become chores that stress them out, especially if they try to turn them into a lucrative side hustle. Instead, find one thing you like doing so you can actually enjoy it and actually unwind while you do it. So if you're looking for ways to actually relax and get some reprieve from the stress of your fast-paced American lifestyle, as well as the quintessentially American drama unfolding at the moment, try not to think like an American. Put down your phone, turn off the TV, close the self-help book, and really focus on what you need. Take a breath and listen to your body and mind. They will thank you for it.